Setting up a multi-piece door consists of 3 steps. Material schedules for the door, setting up the physical door, as well as setting up the profiles needed for the raised panels or any such that we put in the door. Step number 1 is setting up the door. Going into the door manager, we're going to create a new folder, and in this folder we're going to create a new door. I'm going to go new multi-piece door glass, and I'll just make the description the same, and I'm going to select type multi-piece. Next, my panel type, for now I'm going to make glass, but we are going to change this again. Panel inset is the inset on the sides for the glass panel. There we can set what it needs to be, as well as setting up the frames. So frame left, top rail, setting all those up on 50-50, changing my sizes of my rails. Once that's done, I can go into my door and I can do my final tweaking. In the door here, I can go and assign my edge banding, I can change my edge profiles for my outside edges, and I can add some default starting types. So I can select the material schedule that I need to use, as well as the profiles that I need. Now on this, we are going to be using inside edge profile, raised panel, and raised panel profile. To use these, we will need to change the inside of the door to be a raised panel or to be a flat panel or such. To do that is very simple. I'm going to go to design. In the door, I can go to section and I can select the inside. Here I can go and change my type that I want on the inside, such as a raised panel, a flat panel, glass, horizontal or vertical slats, as well as a slab. I can also go and split the door to consist of multiple types. For instance, I can go horizontal split and vertical split, changing my rails and style widths there. And then here I can go and change what I want it to be. For instance, I can leave these two as glass and this one as raised. Once that is done, I can go out, yes, and there I have my door. Before we can go and set up our materials and our default profiles, we will need to set that up in step 2 and 3. Step 2 of setting up my multi-piece door will be done in material schedules, where we can set up a new material schedule for our door. For this, we're going to go here to door and we're going to say new. I'm just going to name this material schedule multi-piece door and make the description the same. In my material schedule here now, I can go and assign the materials that I need. For this, I'm just going to use white melamine for the base of the material and white edging for my edging. In this, it is very important to have the correct materials assigned on your frame, as that is what your frame is going to be built from, as well as the panel materials that's going to be the inside panels. For this, we just need to make sure that our glass panel is set up correct. So there I will just search for glass and set up my glass panel material. To show you the impact that the raised panel has, I will just use a different material for my raised panel. Once that is done, we can go out there and go to door. In the doors, we can now go back to our door that we created, go to material filter, filter out our door that we just created, multi-piece door. We can close that, save it, and then under defaults, we can go and select our material schedule that we will be using for this door. Then for step 3, we will be going through how to create the profiles for our inside edges as well as our raised panels. Step 3 of creating our multi-piece doors will be to set up our profiles. Profiles can be accessed via the profile manager, where we can go to select the type that we need, for instance the raised panel that we are going to be using now, as well as the inside edge, which we will be using now. To set these up, you can just go and create a new one, and then going and saying editing to create the profile shape that you need for the door. For now, for this, we will just be using the simple version for the inside edge and the arc slope raised panel for the raised panel. To use them, we can go to our door and we can go to defaults and set them up here. For our inside edge, we can go ahead and say simple, and our raised panel profile, we can go ahead and say arc slope raised panel. The final steps for this, to set this door up completely or to modify it further, will be done in the job once it's been selected. Once we've created a job and we've selected our door in it to be used, we can go and place a cabinet and go and have a final look at our door. For instance, the door we set up now has our two glass panels on the top and our raised panel on the bottom. You'll see my edge profiles are assigned for my inside edges as well as my raised panel profile. With this, you can also create it with a thicker material assigned in your material schedule for your raised panel profile so that the door actually pops out. With this door, we can also now go still to section right-click properties, and we can go and section the door, further customizing it as we did when we created the door, but inside the job as we need. We can go and change our rail dimensions, as well as what we have on the inside of all of our sections. We can also go and delete rails to create single pieces or duplicate pieces as we need. Once it's done, the door will look something like this.